Yes.
Wonky, I streamed once this weekend. Also, because I was busy with friends and yesterday. Really, I was doing something. Also, I should play. Also, in the upcoming weeks, my live streams might change out to be a different game on Genshin slot. Just cause the whole okay, we can do this. Hi. How many audio sensors? What's holy fun are my audio sensors? There we go. Audio sensors online. Yeah, sorry, I just had to find the button to turn on my ears. So annoying to always have to find them under my hair. Ugh. Wait, I didn't activate the thing. Fun! I just need to remember which I need. No.
Feeling lucky, feeling lucky.
Scatter!
Feeling lucky.
Silence! Settle down! Silence! Justice is blindsided. Settle down.
Average reaction of golden
This
and
one's got your name on it. Feeling
average fight between golden, aka myself, and Ben who the fuck moron. That's impressive, right? Thanks. It would be great to get a powerful. White! Oh yeah, speaking of the forest, Pamela had a question. You are those weirdo creatures we saw before? Weirdo creatures. Bro. Oh, they sound like they're moving. Right into the trees. Really? Now this is an adventure level threat. Just like Paimon. Hey, that's because we're buddies and know each other very well. Paimon, please stop being a squeaky son of a Glock. 19. I own 48 of those. Can I go on to this godforsaken? Fudge. From a, and this is why I have to open up another stream on my phone. So that's what that epic ass music was. So story quest. Let's see, who do I start with? Let's see what the hell you just said. Watches you from afar. Here. Well, at least I have two phones. Wait, there's 3 people watching this, so one of these. So one of them is me and one of them is you, but there is a third. Anyways, hello there, my dear fine audience friend.
Silence! The tides beckon. Found your head.
Show them. Right now.
This is just how we rock and roll. I'll follow you to the end of the earth. Literally will kill you in 5 seconds. I mean, we could just... Please, get out. Nope, you're not supposed to be here. We don't want creepy ass stuff you do in the background. Get back to whatever hellhole you come from, and when VA decides to actually talk about you properly, we will. But I don't have fun here, dude. We're already gonna get our
As I thought. The closer we get to the contamination source, the more mechanical monsters that appear.
Come on now. Right here. A sight to behold.
Who was what? Who was that?
Settle down. Come.
Propagate!
We're already getting our asses sued because of your existence, especially with. We are going. If we reveal the hell you are, we're gonna get our asses fucking pile driven on by the whole goddamn Azure Lane community. With the storyline you come along with.
Bound your head.
Also, why do you sound like you're whispering?
Because my voice filter don't.
Be sanctified.
Oh, right.
Settle down.
Show them. Right now. Emerge.
That's why we keep changing my voice to be my default one and not my actual real voice. That's annoying.
You're telling me I sound like I'm Fanny.
It stopped here.
Upon closer inspection, the plants here are really leyline energies are also stronger here. This may be the place we've been looking for. Ready yourselves? We're going in.
You can probably figure out what the hell that was, but she doesn't have a simple artwork yet for me to
Looks like there's
review
no
her
way to
on
sneak
this
by.
channel.
Let's take care of them quickly.
Let's just say she's a bit of a problem where she comes from. Also, as previously mentioned, yes, this is a character, original character to go with Azure Lane. But also, secondary fun fact, this is not supposed to be a good character. That's all I'm saying about her.
What is this?
I don't feel too well.
Leyline energy is spilling out from here. This device, it's extracting energy from the ley lines without end. Who in the world would do this without considering the consequences? The ley lines won't be able to repair themselves if their flow is perpetually disrupted like this.
That's terrible. We have to stop it. Oh,
Anyways.
The Paimon doesn't see controls anywhere.
Standing here is equivalent to being directly showered in leyline energy, which may cause irreversible damage to your body. Take Paimon and get out of here. I'll see if I can find a way to turn this thing off.
But you're also vulnerable to the ley lines, right? We're staying. We can't leave you here by yourself.
Then let's look for it together. If there's no control unit here, then there must be a trap door somewhere.
You know where it is? Hey, wait for us!
Let's see what happens next.
What's this? It'll only show up if you step on it?
Be careful and watch.
Look! Someone's here!
Oh,
You're the
sorry.
one that's taking the ley line's energy! Turn on
Please
that
pause
machine
the
now!
moment. No, you do not.
Too ashamed?
His body is
That's
cold.
explosive.
It's emaciated, and his eyes are sunken, likely from chronic malnourishment and stress. He collapsed and never got back up. What exactly happened here? Almost forgot about you. Here. This is the last one.
What is it doing?
I'm not sure. Judging by this room's layout, this place was a laboratory. We should find a repository of research documents if we keep going. The file room will definitely give us some clues, so let's go take a look. Maybe we can piece together what happened here.
Anyways.
Water comes in many flavors to the discerning palate. Mondstadt's water is crisp and pure, while water from Liyue has an enduring...
Wow! It's huge in here!
What?
This place is very
I just
secluded.
say what?
It's a natural hiding spot. The pipes continue further. Let's head in.
What? Wait, is the newest message supposed to be on the top there?
Did you two find anything?
Why did that just pop up?
There are a lot of lab notes, but it would take way too long to read through them all. I found a tape recording used for an experiment, and based on its serial number, it's from 2 years ago.
Tape recording?
Yes. The Spontamod created a device that visually records experiments and consolidates the final production into a tape. However, these devices are expensive to make and aren't entirely stable. That's why they are only used in some laboratories and do not see wider usage.
Come on, let's watch it.
Hold on, let me figure out how to play the tape. Okay, this
Why
should
we
do
don't
it.
even eat anything?
Kakata?
Ah,
Kakata? Seriously, I look away for 1 second and you're gone? There you are. Look here. This is our new home. I, Abatui, will unleash my talents here and amaze those ancient
you're
fossils of the
literally
academia.
just so...
Oh, you're also quite happy. Kakata, do you
Anyways,
know
I'm
what
back to
we're
eating my
about to do?
sandwich. It hopes my power core re-amplify itself.
Yes, I thought not. Listen up, Kakata. I'm going to make a mechanical life form that can be mass-produced. The technology will be unlike anything else that exists. I'll use mechanical organs, and electric currents will course through them like blood. A steel-cast heart that will beat forever, and a brain of myriad components that can think like mine. Inspiration from the ruins and the research that the academia had banned. I hope everything can start anew from this place. When you can understand our language and live among us, you will no longer be a boring machine, but a truly living being. It's fine. You will understand. One day, you will understand me.
Yeah.
Karkata is the mechanical crab, right? And that researcher named Abatui said he wanted to prove something to the academia?
I remember now. I had a junior researcher named Abatui. He was expelled from the academia for researching mechanical life forms.
Junior researcher?
Yeah? What's wrong?
Nothing. Byron was just wondering, doesn't Abatui look older than you?
He is, but academic progression isn't tied to age. I finished my studies a while ago, so subsequent students generally considered me as their senior.
Oh.
Of course, age can be an issue. For a while, people, always dragged me into pictures. I felt like some kind of animal on display. That isn't important.
Bro,
Let's
you're
go
literally
and
a
see if we can
lynx.
find other tape recordings.
Or... No, you have hair. But your frame is... Your ears are built like a hairless cat's ears. Yeah, I'll go with lynx.
Look! Paimon found another tape!
Or some sort.
The date is written on it. Let Paimon see. Oh, it's from a half a year ago!
That's quite the time gap. I wonder what happened.
It's rare that you malfunction because of an operation. Seems that making coffee is still somewhat difficult for you. Or is there an issue with my set parameter? All right, there you go. Water entered the chela and caused it to short circuit, so it couldn't receive signals from the ganglion. Look at me, talking to you like this. You can't understand me anyway, can you? It's fine. I swapped in some new parts, so you should be all right now. Try moving around. Everything in working order? Be more careful next time. We're tight on money right now, so we don't have a lot of parts or power to spare. I'm glad. Karkata, did you know? Yesterday, I dreamed that you could talk. Aren't the bunch at the Academia always saying things like, mechanical intelligence is just an extension of statistics? They were blown away when they saw us talking with each other. Too bad it was just a dream. Forget holding a conversation with me. You're so simple that you probably wouldn't even notice if I died.
That's an insult. I'm right here.
Never mind. I should probably be worrying about next month's power.
Yeah, probably, honestly. That's always important.
After Abatui left the Academia, everyone lost contact with him. I thought he was so despondent that he gave up on researching mechanical life forms. Instead, he had holed up here and continued his experiment.
Paimon doesn't feel like he's a bad person. He even changed out Karkata's broken parts. Why would he mess with ley lines?
You mentioned something about power.
Let's keep looking around. Following the serial numbers, the next recording should be... The writing is sloppy. Perhaps his state of mind had changed. There's also an undated tape in the wrong spot. It doesn't seem like Abatui put it there.
Maybe Karkata helped him with sorting.
It's hard to say. These are the last two tape recordings.
Let's watch them. Whatever happens by watching a tape, right?
Sorry, Karkata. I was just thinking about something. Today might become a special day. In my recent experiments, I successfully gave you a living being's instincts. When you're low on power, or if one of your parts is damaged, you will prioritize your survival command and proactively recharge or replace your parts. That is a very dangerous thing. And today, I did something even more dangerous. I've officially activated the third-generation ley line extractor. The ley lines will serve as our power source from now on. Conducting research on mechanical life forms requires a large amount of power. Even if I scrimped and saved, the more I have wouldn't last for long. I'm also getting tired, Karkata. I don't know what's driving me to continue with this research anymore. They say that even if it simulates the operation of a living creature's organs, a machine is still an ice-cold tool. I want to prove them wrong. I want to turn you into a living, breathing, and talking being. I'm not talking about anything cheerful, Karkata. Modules for language, emotion, and movement. I've been working my absolute hardest to augment and refine your functionalities, but I've never seen an effective response. You are my finest success, but even you can't understand me. All you can do is execute limited responses based on preset commands or keywords. Karkata, I wish you could speak to me, even just once. Yes, you cannot understand me, so you cannot answer me either. It is what it is. In a few days, I'll sell the failed ley line extractor for some more and continue my experiments. Life goes on, and I have to as well. I don't have any other choice. This is new. If I place another 2 control modules here to simulate the brain's thalamus... Oh, of course my heart decides to act up now. Why did I cut medication from our expenses? Karkata! Come, strange. Oh no, I have to shut down the extractor. Shut it off. If we let them recharge indefinitely, they'll go out of control. Right. I never input a command to shut down the extractor, so you don't understand. In the end, it's just like the academia say. Mechanical life forms only bring danger. My research... Was there any point to it at all? I'm sorry, Karkata. In the end, I still wasn't able to turn you into a true mechanic.
Bro would have a fucking
I see.
hissy fit if
So,
he saw my
the
world.
ley line effluence was an accident.
You are a pure data.
After Abatui's unexpected death, the mechanical monsters were driven by their instincts and
S-word.
continuously drew out power from the ley line extractor. This eventually resulted in severe damage to the...
Paimon understands. Then why didn't Karkata go haywire like the other?
Because Karkata is different from the other machines. To Abatui, for a machine to truly be considered a mechanical life form, it must possess features similar to any other living organism. It should be
Okay, what the hell
structured
did you just
similarly.
say?
It must be able to cry and laugh, and it must have the capacity for independent thought. Perhaps only by building such a machine could he have the academia acknowledge his protracted research.
No idea why the
But
hell that was on the.
If he had
not
slowed
so
down
list.
and saw Karkata as a friend instead of as an experimental product, he would have noticed. Karkata can't speak, and yet it cares about Abatui far more than it does about itself.
What does that mean?
You'll see in a bit, but before that, we have a
Zoom
more urgent
didn't
task
code
at
for
hand.
review.
First,
That's
let's
weird.
find the control unit for the ley line extractor and shut it down.
Ew, that's weird.
Watch out!
One with the force.
There we go. But are you? Okay, let's go. TP command.
More of this transparent flooring. It feels like a maze.
That's logically the way up. Bro, just-
Below us is the final room. The control unit is likely in there.
The land's here. Wanna try jumping down? Show them right now. This one's got your name on it.
Let the mighty be humble.
This should be the control unit. Once we turn it off,
What
the
is the
ley
most
line extractor should
confusing
also
thing?
shut down.
Honestly, I have to say from the one I'm currently playing the most often, the most confusing game I have currently is without a doubt I don't actually know. Honkai Star Rail, I guess, counts. Because a lot of the stuff with Zenless was rhythm.
Without an external force damaging the ley lines, they should start to slowly repair themselves.
Beast.
Oh, but I bet you two are more worried about Karkata.
Zenless Zone Zero is the answer to your question, by the way, my dear friend, audience friends. Answer the question, Radis! Now I know the context for that. Just realized. Why are those so much?
Karkata has been collecting parts because it thinks doing so will fix its own.
Karkata is unable to understand the concept of death.
Man, he's dead! BTW, I got to go.
However, it probably remembers when Abatui replaced its parts when it malfunctioned, and how that restored it to an operation. It's true that Karkata isn't able to think or understand many topics, but it is like a small child that imitates what adults do.
So that's why it kept stealing mechanical parts. But it can't repair its owner, no matter how hard.
Yes, but the important thing is that it formed the thought of wanting to repair Abatui. Who knows how this thought came to be, but it has even suppressed the instincts that Abatui had installed. If it really is as we've predicted, this research truly will make waves in the academia. It might have been possible to achieve this with ancient technology, but no one has been able to do the same with modern tools.
Karkata? Karkata? Can you hear Paimon? Kainari says you're awesome!
It reached its limit. It hasn't recharged this entire time, nor has it replaced its severely damaged parts. It's truly a miracle that it managed to hang on for so long. I'm gonna go confirm that the ley line extractor has shut down. Let them be alone.
Bro, don't you have first aid training? Just try to pump old man's heart back in place, bro. Why does this happen to me? I've made my mistakes.
The leyline extractor has ceased operations. Traces of leyline energy are still in the atmosphere, but the effluence's source has been stopped. The purification devices will handle the rest. Moving on. Those affected by the leylines need immediate care. We'll put up an announcement on the bulletin board about the dangers of entering the contaminated region, and for symptomatic individuals to find Kale. According to the Academia's policies, we need to bring everything. Research materials related to mechanical life forms will all be destroyed, and Karkata will be disassembled and sealed.
What the heck?
You two should return first. I'll take care of things here.
Goddamn leg!
Although we've stopped the source of the effluence, the leyline energy in the air exceeds normal values. Your bodies won't be able to hold up if you continue to...
But...
Listen, the Traveler hasn't rested very well, right? Also, it'll take some time to pack up all the research documents. You're not familiar with this research after all, so you won't be of much use here. Tell the Adventurers Guild that the incident has been resolved, and, then get some sleep. We can discuss matters tomorrow. Oh, and don't talk about Abatui. The fewer that know about mechanical life form research, the better.
Alright. Then... let's go back to Catherine.
Catherine. I thought... Conveyor. What? I was so confused when I heard her say Conrier, not Catherine. My fluffy ass. Nothing except fluff and my brain, my finger brain, my one brain cell is served by God. Because fun fact, my one brain, my 5 brain cells happens to be the same 5 brain cells that God half that the entire engineering side of YouTube has, including
Anyway, so
the backyard scientists,
turned out to be a leyline
including backyard.
deep in the forest.
That
Things are already getting
yeah,
back to normal.
lunatic behaviors in there. Engineering and lunatic and also
I
abilities.
see. Thank you for your hard work. Once the excess leyline energy dissipates from the air, we should be able to make an announcement for residents to resume their normal This is the stipulated reward. Please accept.
Is Karkata going to be sent back to the Academia? It's already damaged, but Paimon feels sad thinking about it getting disassembled. Oh, then how about we find Tainari tomorrow and ask him not to do that? Paimon really wants to go right now, but Tainari said that we would discuss matters tomorrow. We'll probably make him mad if... Alright then, we'll find Tainari tomorrow and tell him not to disassemble Karkata.
It's not his choice, it's the fucking... That's my life. It's to 12. It's close enough. It's 12, so this isn't a long time period.
How are you feeling? We should go find Kainari. How do you think we should ask him? Kainari!
Shh, keep your voice down. The lilac daphne, a daphne of the genus Thameliaceae, has a strong anticonvulsant effect. It can also be made into an anesthetic powder. Extrapolating from these two data sets, it would be particularly potent against Piscine species. Hey, make sure you're getting...
Karkata?
I thought I told you all to keep your voices low. Plants aren't afraid of noise, but your shouting is making my ears...
You didn't disassemble Karkata?
Why would I do that?
But Paimon thought you said, according to the Academia's policy...
So that's why you two barged in like barbarians at this hour. Fine. I suppose I wasn't clear enough about this yesterday. What I meant was, according to the Academia's policies, all products of research must be destroyed. That's why we can't let the Academia discover that place. Anyway, the first thing I did was repair Karkata. During my time at the Academia, I took an elective course at the Spontamod. Who knew it would prove useful one day? We then buried Abatui together. After organizing the research materials, I kept some as a souvenir. Most of it was burned to hide the evidence. I'm not with the Academia, so what do their policies have to do with me? On the other hand, I am the Forest Watcher of the Avidia Forest. I have a duty to protect all life in the forest. All life brought forth in this world has meaning, and Karkata is no exception. If it exists, then it shouldn't be carelessly abandoned or destroyed.
That's great! Wait, you just said life form. You recognize Karkata as a true living being now?
The possibility exists is all. It's hard to explain Karkata's efforts to repair Abatui. Abatui only left behind a small portion of his research. Who knows how many commands he installed? Maybe a conflict between all those commands resulted in this sort of behavior. From a more rigorous perspective, it is impossible to conclude that Karkata is a real life form. But the possibility exists. I am willing to believe in that. By the way, I'm not interested in continuing research on this subject. I'm just letting it hang out here because this place is relatively secluded. But as things stand now, it wouldn't be a bad idea to make it my research assistant. At the very least, it can record my experiments. What do you think?
Ooh, Force Watcher. Go on to her. It really depends on what they decide for this next segment. Celestial reinforcement.
What's wrong, Shiryu? Well, I've been kind of meaning to ask ever since we started talking in the restaurant. But are you guys all Adepti in disguise. Oh! How about that? Well, you guys just seem super special. Plus, I think I might have heard Miss Shen Yun call herself an adept. Must have been a slip of the tongue. Shen Yun, since you were the one who, misspoke, maybe you can explain to Shuyu here what you really meant.
One is indeed an adeptus. Is that of some concern to you?
Yeah. Do I tell you we're executing secret? Yeah, also we're just goddamn Paimon the Traveler. We're chill. He did.
Well, one time when I was a little kid, I saw a pure white illuminated crane. I had this super high fever, and Granny wasn't around. I was feeling all icky and gross. But then this snowy white crane flew down from the sky. She put me on her back and flew me to her cool Adeptus house and fed me some sort of magic potion. When I woke up, I was already back in my bed and my fever was gone. I really wanted to thank her, but I was too sleepy to stay awake, so I never got the chance. So, I just kind of wanted to ask if maybe any of you have ever met an Adeptus like a pure white illuminated crane? The only two we've ever met are blue and white and black and brown. Have you ever met one that's pure white, Cloud Retainer?
Never has one met an adeptus with such features. One surmises such a description is but a hyperbolic embellishment that oft results from narrative accounts.
That's weird. Was it really just a dream then? Well, even if it was just in my head, it doesn't matter that much anyway. All I really want is to help Granny recover her memories. I'm really grateful for all your help. Leave it to us! Now that we know the 3 locations, we just need to visit them one by one. Let's go to Wangshu Inn first. Okay, I'll go get Granny.
I will. I'll do a transformer. Aerial attack.
Leaving already? Well, just remember.
I do a transform. I do a transform. Instant transmission.
Wangshu Inn. Wangshu Inn. Do you remember this place, Granny? Yes. The fish here is very delicious. And if you look out into the distance, you can always spot a bird that's been left behind by its flock. I believe I used to have a room here. It had a window. Yes, I spent a lot of time looking out that window. Which room was it again? Let me look. I'll come with.
EX Primal Mode.
I'm still having some trouble understanding what she's talking about, but if she's so familiar with this place, that must mean she lived here, right? Wait, huh? Whoa! Sam, what are you doing here all of a sudden? You scared the living daylights out of Paimon!
I sensed a non-human presence and decided to come take a look. If you're here, then there's likely no trouble afoot. I suppose there's no cause for concern. It's been a while, Cloud Retainer. I see you have returned to your previous form. I have indeed. I fought alongside her in this form on many occasions during the Archon War.
Oh, wow! What was she like during the war? Oh, wait, let Paimon take a guess. Was it anything like this?
Behold, the glory of one's newest invention, the Bang Bang Continuous Fire Mechanism. Hands up and surrender, or be prepared to face the full might of the Adepti.
Nope, that's not her, that's my behavior. That is my behavior, straight up. What do you mean? I did grab 2 Neptune cannons from, and mounted onto a fucking tank base because I was bored.
An impressive imitation.
Paimon knows her all too well.
I feel like that's a mockery,
Even
but
so, Cloud Retainer was not always as ostentatious as you describe. You may be unaware, but her talent with Adepti sigils is just as formidable as her skill in mechanics. The Archon War reached its peak after Guizhong's death. The Cloud Retainer who fought beside me in those devastating battles was taciturn and solemn, only speaking when she had to activate her sigils.
A Cloud Retainer who barely talks? Paimon can't picture it. But what happened after that? If you were so powerful in your human form, why did you decide to take up your bird form again?
Once one had bid farewell to the world of mortals, what use would one still have for such a shape? When dwelling between mountain and forest, away from the struggles and troubles of the mortal world,
are you
form is
freaking
hardly the
rhyming
most
on
fitting of
purpose?
choices.
yeah, I don't think I didn't notice those rhymes.
After the war, Cloud Retainer retired to Mount Outsong, only revealing herself to the occasional visitor, and always in her avian form. Although I do believe there was an occasion some 30-odd years ago when she decided to don her human form. I believe it was...
One believes there is little need to relive bygone matters.
Granny, are you okay? Back then, at this place...
Perhaps this conversation should end here. I shall take my leave now. Should you encounter any trouble, you need only
I think
call
he's
on me.
smaller than the Traveler here.
However, given that you are traveling with Cloud Retainer, I trust you are in good hands.
Everyone! I think Granny is finally beginning to remember her past.
Slowly now, calm your mind and recount what has been recalled.
A long time ago, I stayed here to recuperate from my illness.
Huh. So what Shinjo said was true. You did fall ill. Was that why you went into hiding?
I don't remember. I'm very sorry, but I can't even remember the name of my illness. The only thing I can remember is that it took a great toll on me. And there was I was confined to my room in Wangshu Inn, where I spent many days unconscious. I'd come to every once in a while and stare at the migrating birds outside the window. It was a solemn sight. I remember crying, but I'm not even sure I knew why. One day, I met a traveling merchant. Upon hearing of my illness, he sold me a bottle of soul-revitalizing tea pills. He told me that the pills were concocted using Adepti blood and could be used to alleviate my symptoms. Sure enough, I made a full recovery. My illness remained dormant for several decades.
Wait, but if your illness remained dormant for several decades, are you saying that what you're going through now is just a relapse of what happened, and it was all thanks to the pills that you managed to keep the symptoms in check? Paimon's brain kinda hurts. Do you remember anything else?
I'm sorry, I don't. Oh, if only I wasn't so useless.
You're not useless.
You're not useless. You've done so much for me. Watched me grow up. Raised me. How could you say that about yourself? Oh, fret not, dear child. Granny was just a bit frustrated. That's all.
The recovery of a person's memories is a gradual process. Finding pieces of one's past is always superior to not finding anything at all. Let us make haste to the next location.
Next location. Next location. Oh, why don't we go to the area north of Dwayun Karst next? There isn't really a landmark there, so where should we start? Oh, Paimon's got it. Let's check out the houses in the area first. After all, if she was there for any length of time, then she would have stayed somewhere, right? Oh, Paimon's really got her thinking cap on today. At this rate, we'll recover all of Granny Wendai's memories in no time.
Yeah, the fucking hall. Nexus-san, you fagin. Honestly, if I ever do Xenoblade Zone 0 and Bernice shows up because I finished the whole Outer Rim first storyline so far. Oh, fudge, not happening again. I did, because I did finish the whole thing, but if they ever reappear in the channel, in the story in the future, and I'll be streaming it at that time, because that's probably the game I'll replace Genshin with until they can get the whole VA situation fixed. If she reappears in the story at that time, I just might have Bernice just be dubbed over as freaking brutal. Or I'll just start a new campaign of the game on this account. Which will be a stream only account. No, I can replay old story, right? What about this place? Any memories?
I don't remember this place at all. I don't think I've ever been here. Still, I was thinking... This... Huh? What? I'm not sure. Maybe it's because I used to play that game a lot with Shuyu when she... I don't remember playing it that much. Are you sure about that, Granny? We only played a few times, and we stopped once we realized I was no good at the whole seeking part. Ah, is that so? Then I must be not here then.
I do a transformer. I do be doing a transformer. Yeah, dummy. Commit several hundred unforgivable crimes against one goddamn dummy. Yes, fun fact, cannonly dummies are little fuckers who I have laying around the place, which I shoot with a cannon.
Paimon sees an abandoned house! Why don't we take a break over there? This place... Did you remember something, Granny? I remember. Shuyu. This is where you... It was a moonless night. I had been injured, so your grandpa was supporting me. We fled together with some being in the fog behind us in hot pursuit. I had exhausted my strength when the labor pains came on, so we took refuge in this house. Your grandpa set up a barrier outside, but neither of us knew if it could hold the monsters back. I remember that night. I remember falling to my knees,
reciting a prayer over and over. I alone am the source of this sin. Punish me as you wish for forsaking my oath, but spare my innocent child.
Sin? Oath? Did you do something wrong?
I don't know. I don't remember. I only remember praying in the darkness with all my strength until the sun finally rose again and the fog cleared out. Eventually, the house was filled with the sound of my baby's first cries. That baby was your father. I remember I clutched him tight to my chest and wept tears of joy. It was the first time I'd ever felt such happiness in my life.
My dad?
He was my pride and joy, and so are you, Shuyu. You're so much like him, and I love you both so much. But you're always going to be different from me. Why? Just what did I do?
I don't care what you might have done, Granny. You'll always be the person I love more than anything.
You're too sweet, Shuyu. I'm lucky to have you with me. If not for you, I would not have had the courage to come here, to try to remember what I had forgotten. All right. Let's not stand around any longer. There's one place left, yes? Let's go take a look.
If one recalls correctly, the next place should be Chinyu Peak. Yuandai, how fares your health?
I may be a bit slow, but I'll do my best to keep up. I'm sorry to keep everyone waiting.
Climb on. I shall carry you to the top. Oh, such lightness of weight.
All those who grow old grow frail in the end, do they not? First, you lose your memory, then your health. Eventually, you end up losing everything. My only wish is to depart this world with a lucid mind, to free myself of this.
Romy, can you not sound like a hippie? Like, I don't know if robots have equal rights as humans. Jesus, can you not sound like a goddamn hippie? Ugh. We have a lot of fun here, around here. Around the round table. Ugh. Round tables. I mean, yeah, I do. I technically do record this on top of the round table, as I did construct my basic facility and smash that in the ruins.
Does this place feel familiar to you, Granny One Day?
Let me see. How strange. Have I lived here before? When we were at Wangshu Inn and the abandoned house earlier, though I couldn't remember everything, I still felt a sense of familiarity. I could easily picture myself in those places. But here, I don't have that feeling. Perhaps I did come here in the past, but it just didn't leave a strong impression on me.
But did the stories get it wrong then? Yeah, that's true. But they're also the only thing we have to go off of. Paimon was hoping this place would jog Granny Uendai's memory just like the others.
I'm sorry to disappoint you two.
It's alright. We're not going to give up yet. We'll figure something else out. Just you wait.
Thank you. If only I could remember. Huh? That way. What's that mountain?
Oh, let Paimon look! Huh? Isn't that Mount Outsong? Looks like we've come full circle.
Mount Outsong. Mount Outsong.
Granny, are you okay? Don't push yourself, Granny. It's okay if you can't remember. You shouldn't do something that makes you sad. Mount Outsong, What am I, really?
Mount Outsong holds some familiarity to you?
It does, but I can't go back.
Are you feeling unwell?
My head, it feels all heavy and dizzy. What is wrong?
Miss Xianyun, is there anything you can do?
Let us go to Mount Outsong.
But...
Fret not, all will be well. You and I, you have already given more than enough to the pursuit of this endeavor. You may leave the rest to me. I've prepared something that can aid you in suppressing the fear in your heart and restoring your lost memories. It currently resides at Mount...
Wait, really? When did you do...
I never leave anything to chance. All will reveal itself when we arrive.
Bro, what the fuck is so funny to me? Wait, no! Wait, why did the fancy big robot arms and legs from Atlas work on every other kit, and then the other kits I have around, all their arms and legs are just weird as hell on Atlas? Is it the shoulder pads missing, I think?
Come on, just tell Paimon already! What's this thing you've prepared?
Here, this is it.
Huh? But isn't this the mechanism that you were tinkering with when we first got here? Oh, is it enough?
Precisely. A recent one at that. I am most pleased with the result. I call it the Suspensus Somnium mechanism. It periodically releases a soft breeze, which when paired with a gentle adeptal tune, can help the listener subconsciously relax, and even enter a semi-hypnotic, soothing agitation and anxiety, relieving exhaustion and insomnia. Its potential uses are numerous indeed. And of course, it can also aid in the recovery.
What the fuck is this woman on about?
Oh, what a cool gadget! But if you had it all along, why did you keep it to yourself until just now? We could have come to Mount Outsong right off the bat and saved Paimon a lot of floating.
How preposterous. Had Yuendai not recalled much of her past through her own efforts, the device would have nothing to draw upon. We Adepti can only help those who first resolve to help themselves. Had she lacked such determination and strength of character, one would have little to offer in way of assistance.
Paimon thinks she gets it now. Hey, what's that other thing?
As previously mentioned, a gentle adeptal tune is required to take full advantage of the mechanism. One secured such a tune from Streetward Rambler. Only with her melodies can the mechanism reach its peak power.
Oh, Paimon can feel what you mean. Paimon's body feels light as a feather. It's as if she's lying down on a warm patch of grass after a super satisfying meal.
And you, Yuendai, is the mechanism helping you to relax?
Clearly it is,
It
woman.
appears she has already succumbed to the depths of reverie. Come, join one on this side. We shall give her some time to herself.
The drought is over. But why do you look like you want to cry?
The potion. It's nearly run its course.
I've never regretted meeting you. Not even for a second.
Please. Please, no.
Have you forgotten? This is the world you left behind. One of gentle breeze and morning dew, perfectly straddled betwixt the realms of heaven and earth. This is your home. This is where you belong. You should have never left. The you of the past, the me from not that long ago. We should have never.
So that is the truth. No wonder this place is so familiar. Granny!
Twink. Why did I say twink? What the fuck? That's a child. Sorry, I just entered Arlecchino on there for a few seconds. Arlecchino, the phenomenal golden randomly having red eyes for no reason. Seriously, we don't know why. It just kind of happens.
Granny, are you okay?
Cloud Retainer.
Your memories have returned.
Are those big boys or small ones?
Wait, did you just call her by her full name? Does that mean...
She is an active nuisance, and we both know that. Paimon the Primordial Jester.
You already knew each other?
Yes. I now remember everything. Everything.
I think we just sent her to the retirement home. Yeah, we sent her to the retirement home. I'm getting cancelled eventually, aren't I?
Granny, please don't cry. I'm here. Oh, don't worry, my dear child. Granny is fine. I'm so sorry, everyone. You've gone to so much trouble on my behalf. It's all come back to me now. The most important thing that I had forgotten was the truth of what I once was.
Oh no, I think we have to send her to the retirement home.
One can sense the guilt that now plagues your conscience. Reclaiming a truth long buried is sure to come with a myriad of complex emotions. Perhaps one should recount the story on your behalf while you compose yourself.
No, it's okay. Now that I've remembered, I must face my memories head on. Shuyu, everyone, I cannot thank you enough for all your help. I'm ready to tell you my story, if you're willing to listen.
Please, Granny, don't force yourself. What happened in the past doesn't matter. I love you more than anything. Nothing you say can change that.
And you always wanted to.
I know, dear child. My feelings for you are exactly the same. It is for this reason that you deserve to know the truth.
Devastator.
Some time ago, I made a terrible mistake. One for which I could never atone.
Is this the sin that you mentioned in Joyun Karst? What happened?
I am, in truth, not a human being. My real form, one that I held for centuries, was that of a wild crane. I spent many, many years living on Mount Outsong, bathing in the soft breeze and drinking the sweet dew of the mountains. At some point, I somehow gained wisdom and sentience. The Lord of the Mountain, Cloud Retainer, became aware of my existence and began to share many stories with me. She even passed on the secret of cultivation to me. Though she never took me on as a formal disciple, I always saw her as my master. Whenever she took out her tools to work on mechanisms or new inventions, I would also stand next to her and watch. I even contemplated completing my training and becoming an adeptus in my own right. I followed her teachings, and time gradually passed us by. Until that fateful day 50 years ago.
50 years ago?
That's right. Master regaled me with many stories of her past deeds. From them, I learned how she had saved people from a similar crisis in the past. She was the one I looked up to the most. More than anything, I dreamt of becoming an adeptus like her. I wanted to travel the land like she had, relieving suffering wherever I went. But I was still far from being a real adeptus. I possessed no ability to take on human form and fit in with the crowd. Once she learned of my desires, Master prepared a special dose of human mimicry potion for me. She warned me that the potion's effects would only last 10 years, and if I were to fail to return to my original form at the end of that time, I would forever forget my past as a crane and become something neither human, beast, nor adeptus.
Oh no. So that was the source of your dementia all along. Was it because of Grandpa?
Indeed, I fell in love. Though he was human, he had spent his entire life training on Mount Tianheng. When we met, it was not only my first foray into the world below, but his as well. Although clumsy and impulsive as he was, you'd think he was the real strange bird among the two of us. But still, just like me, he cared deeply about the world and wanted, more than anything, to cleanse it of all pain and
transform for
suffering.
glittering.
I could not help but fall for
I do
him.
a video
But my time
series on my
continued to
channel.
tick
I do a
away.
transform for
Those
blank.
10 years passed by in a flash. Yet I did not want to leave his side, so I...
Oh no. What happened next?
I committed an offense. I wanted to stay with him, even if it meant living a life full of pain and suffering, even if it meant that I would eventually turn into a monstrosity. I knew I had betrayed Master's hopes, but I was too ashamed to face her. So I wrote her a long letter instead and asked someone to leave it outside her abode. I was convinced that she would not support my decision, and I lacked the courage to speak to her face to face. In my shame, I fled and tried to hide from the world, such that no one would be able to find me again. But that was only the beginning of my troubles. I began to suffer from a strange illness. My memories became hazy and confused, and I could no longer keep myself awake. I understood that my pain was caused by my refusal to return to the life I was fated to lead. Along with my memories as a crane, I soon forgot the true cause of my suffering as well. I knew only that I had committed a sin. All I could do was pray for forgiveness, even if I had long forgotten what needed to be forgiven. Looking back, I was beyond lucky to have come across that traveling merchant at Wangshu Inn. It was such a fortunate coincidence that we were there at the same time. If it weren't for those soul-revitalizing tea pills, I probably would have...
Granny, what's wrong?
Coincidence? Why did I ever think it was a coincidence? Tea pills concocted using the blood of an Adeptus? No, it couldn't be. Master, don't tell me. Back then, that merchant was actually...
Human custom would dictate the conferral of gifts to be in order when one's progeny is wedded, would it not? Consider the pills a symbol of one's best wishes.
So when I tried to conceal my name and mistakes from the world and hide myself away in perpetuity, the only person I managed to deceive was myself. You knew where I was all along.
One still remembers when you were but a fledgling. You possessed a certain fondness for a particular game. You would hide yourself among a group of wild cranes and ask one to pick you out from among the flock. One found you with such ease every time. 'Tis a truth most evident. One always recognizes one's own, no matter what form they may take.
Wait! I'm confused! So, you found Yuendai again? But how? When? And what happened after that?
Perhaps it is now time for one to recount the rest of the tale.
Oh, fuck. Transformers more than reach the fucking earth.
One was furious upon receiving your letter. Seized with anger, one set out to bring you to your senses. Skyward! Skyward! In truth, one had more than a few misgivings about your chosen partner. As an exorcist, his talent was lacking. One could hardly say his skill with sigils was any better. But soon, one came to appreciate the devotion he bestowed upon you during your illness. He never uttered a complaint and rarely left your side. Unwilling to begrudge someone of such character, one decided to overlook his aforementioned deficiencies. Glaring though they may have been, wishing to grant you a life without regrets. One gathered many divine ingredients and used one's own blood to create a form of medicine. Though imperfect, it managed to suppress the more dire effects of your illness. As for how to deliver the medicine, after much contemplation, one eventually decided to perform the deed oneself. One took great care to alter one's features and select the appropriate attire. Only after meticulous scrutiny did one finally set out for Wangshu Inn. As one expected, with the most ignorant of one's true identity, you showed not even the slightest inkling of recognition.
She literally only put a fake beard and hat on. That's the funny part.
One was quite torn. Should one have celebrated the success of one's disguise, or mourn the loss of your acquaintance?
I know she's senile. I know this woman was going senile, but still hilarious to me.
Skyward! Scatter!
That it was just a beard. It was a fake beard. I tried to get her when she came out, but then my Yamiko simping ass just decided to cut her banner and get Yamiko. I am a Yamiko ass. Oh.
Skyward!
Oh.
Skyward! Nevertheless, one would speak to you about another matter. Skyward! Skyward!
Did I cause a tangled in story? Don't know how exactly. But we're also getting our second Adeptus character. Well, second older gen Adeptus character in this next update. So that's fun. Yeah, 2 updates. Simply the watching those updates.
Seize the sky!
Once almighty glory!
Make way for the Adeptus! Those monsters would hardly have pursued you with such ferocity without sufficient incentive. They were likely incited by the presence of godly remains. Said godly remains, in turn, were likely drawn to the trace of one scent on your body. One was, after all, an active participant in the Archon War. Some of the gods were likely shattered by contraptions of one's very making. In the end, one was relieved to see you endure through the night. At the break of dawn, one heard an infant's cry pierce through the air, and one saw you carefully cradle the child to your chest. Although certain mortal matters remain foreign to me, one could not help but be moved by your joy. To see you happy, that was more than enough. Skyward! Scatter! Now you should have a complete understanding of the events.
Wait, but if that's true, then the crane who took care of me when I was sick must also be...
Ah, one had almost neglected to recount the absurdities of that tale.
One.
Skyward!
Absurd!
Just as you and I troubled one with her antics, so did you give one many a headache. Upon finding you burning with fever, one made plans to bring you back to one's abode for treatment. However, upon seeing one's form, you began to cry, refusing to get on one's back. When one asked you why, apparently you believed that one could not possibly be a true Adeptus, because all illuminated cranes are white from tip to toe. One had no choice but to apply powder to one's body to conceal the variegated nature of one's appearance. You became more than amenable enough when one stood before you devoid of any other coloring. It bears mentioning, however, that as a crane, Yuandai was nearly entirely pure white in color. Though you had never encountered her in that form, you still recognize the essence of her being. Perhaps fate brought you two together in more ways than one. Now all has been revealed. One owes you an apology, Yuan Dai. One recognized you upon your very entrance into Wanmin restaurant. One has always viewed you as a disciple of equal standing with Ganyu and Shenhe. Indeed, one wished to bring your story to a satisfactory end with this visit to Liyue Harbor. Still, one could not reveal your identity right away. Had one simply informed you of all you had lost, all those cherished memories would merely have become the fictionalized account of another. Memories are most meaningful when recalled by those who live through them.
Girl! If I just told you straight up, it would...
Even if the process was painful and arduous to experience. Have you any further inquiries?
Master,
Translate to fine! Rachel, if I just told you, it sounded like I was making nonsense
up. If you found me all those years ago, why did you leave me be, even though you knew about my mistake? Why did you not bring me back to Mount Outsong by force?
One has never regarded your action as a mistake. It was a simple choice, nothing more. When it is time for one's progeny to leave the nest, it is the responsibility of an elder to let them fly free. Yet, when your wings grow weary and the night grows dark, just know that you always have a place to which to return. 'Tis a refuge referred to by many a name in mortal writing. Home, nest, haven. Whatever its denomination may be, its essence remains quite unchanged. One speaks, of course, of a place not unlike one's own abode. One's disciples are free to come and go as they wish, yet the door remains forever open to those who wish to return. One rather hopes you count yourself among them.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You and I. One expects you too have sensed the rapid deterioration of your condition as of late. Have you not? 40 years ago, you chose a path without a future. Though one used one's own blood to provide you with a few decades of extra time, it merely delayed the inevitable. One may have extended the path, yet one was unable to alter its final destination. Even the power of an Adeptus has its limits. Had your condition continued to deteriorate, you would have forgotten your life as a human entirely. In the end, you would have turned into a creature lacking in the ability to even comprehend its own monstrousness. Fortunately, you were able to avoid that scenario by reclaiming your memories. Though one sped the process along by providing some guidance, the result is entirely a reflection of your own effort.
So, what's gonna happen to Granny?
Oh, she's fine.
One will help her reclaim her original form as a wild crane. If it be fated, she may recover her sentience one day.
She's gotta go back to being a regular crane, huh?
Master, you've already done more than enough for me. I don't know how I could possibly repay your kindness. This is a better result than I could have ever hoped for. How much time?
Not long. The transformation is imminent.
Granny, please don't leave, okay? You're all I have left. Please.
Don't be sad, dear child. Granny has led a wonderful life. My only regret is having to leave you behind.
I should give her another 10
Don't
years.
forget to eat well, okay? A growing young lady like yourself needs lots of good food to grow big and strong. Promise Granny you'll take good care of yourself when I'm gone. Promise, Granny. I'll do whatever you say. Good girl. Good girl. Don't worry. It's not goodbye forever. Granny's gonna become the most formidable crane in all of Mount Outsung. Granny will train day and night. I won't stop until I can turn into a human without having to rely on anything but my own power.
Like that's never gonna happen.
We'll be able
So you said it like that's never gonna happen. I'll
you
be.
and I. How's that sound? Good. That's a good girl. Even though we won't see each other for a little while, as long as we both work hard, we're sure to meet again someday. I'll eat well, Granny. I promise. And I'll wait for you, no matter how long it takes. I'll wait for you to come back. That's a good girl. Then Granny really has no more regrets. I'm so sorry, Master. Thank you for everything.
And I talk.
You.
Let her be. At her age, crying is a natural, if not fitting, response to such an event. Tears are a necessary part of maturation. Sometimes there is scarcely a better vehicle to wash away the toll of stress and misery. Now that the issue has been resolved, you should also take a moment to relax. Give yourself some time to rest. Take a nap if you must. One will wake you in due time.
What? How high am I? This shouldn't be happening now soon, right? I'm gonna fall for a fucking dream. Oh, wait, how you went to sleep? This is a dream, right? This is a dream, right? This is a dream, right? Wait, where the frick am I? Yeah, this is a dream. Yeah, this is a dream. Wait. Oh, hi there. Yeah, that's never gonna happen. We're legally mad that enough.
See each other again. That our days of separation would finally end. And all my troubles would be behind me.
Like, that's never gonna happen. Also, you think Paimon's ever gonna leave your ass? Oh, hell no! She's haunting you. She is a little freaking creature. A demon, probably, honestly. Wait, and... Yo.
If only things could stay this way. Forever.
A nightmare? Curious. If you're relaxed, shouldn't your dreams be pleasant?
It was a good dream. It's just...
You weren't ready to wake up.
Wait a minute, dude. I love how... Seriously, what the frick? There's Paimon.
eloquent as one may be, words of comfort are not one's strong suit. You are doing all you can. One can see your strength of will, your fearlessness in the face of danger.
I literally
And
fought
whatever
Archon
your dream
now.
may be,
They're
one
telling
believes
us.
that you shall achieve it. Of course, whenever the perils you face overwhelm you, or you become weary, one is always here.
Girl,
for you.
I am over 500 years old, okay?
After all, as an elder, it is only right to look out for the young ones.
Girl, I think we might be like... Wait, I might be the same age as you, girl. I don't even remember how old it's supposed to be.
Drumsticks. Huh? Was Paimon sleeping just now?
Yes, and go back.
Oh, Paimon wasn't talking to you. Paimon had a dream about eating grilled chicken drumsticks, that's all. Madam Adeptus? Oh, Shuyu, you're awake. How do you feel? I feel a little better. Thanks. I know I'll see Granny again someday, so I don't feel so sad anymore. Madam Adeptus, could I ask you something? Would you take me in as a disciple?
Oh, and have you reasons for this sudden interest?
I know Granny thought what she did back then was wrong. She felt really bad about it. But without that mistake, I would have never been born. Even though Granny lost her memories, she never forgot to show me how much she loved me. So, I thought maybe one day I could become a cool Adeptus like you and help a whole bunch of people, just like Granny wanted to do.
Upon some reflection, one supposes you are no mere mortal. The fact that Yuendai's blood flows through your veins is proof enough of that. If this is what you desire, one shall make it so.
Thank you so much, Madam Adeptus. No.
Please.
I mean, Master. Chuyu, are you sure about this?
Go.
Paimon's gonna let you in on a little secret. We've seen Cloud Retainer's 2 other disciples, and they pretty much eat nothing but bitter herbs like Genshin and violet grass. If you join them, you'll never enjoy Wanmin Restaurant's delicious cooking ever again.
How utterly preposterous. One has never enforced such a rule.
They're just so
Every
young.
individual must find their own path to enlightenment. So long as one retains a pureness of spirit, one's dietary proclivities
They're just weirdos like that, okay? I don't know why. I know. They're just weirdos. Wait. No, they're just weirdos. Just weird like that. No, that's not 100%. I got it. Oh, that's like... Oh, that's the correct thing. I don't know why they're like that. So funny. Cause we got to have one joke in this last little moment. Like, I know we made a joke there, but they're not gonna do it like that. Or something like
Well, you say that, but Paimon's not seeing any tasty treats up here now.
Although Mount Outsong is rich in natural beauty, its location does preclude access to certain fine... That is precisely why one plans to relocate to Liyue Harbor. Shu Yu shall have the honor of becoming one's first disciple in the human world.
Oh! What? Why is the past messages coming back up? What the hell?
Whoa, you're leaving Mount Outsong?
Yes.
One has never concerned oneself with the location of one's residence. From the very beginning, one has sought only solace and peace. Yet in the end, all of one's disciples ended up in Liyue Harbor. Ganyu, Shenhe, Yuendai, they all chose a life among the mortal world. One has reflected on this fact for many years now. One can only assume that it is due to some failing on one's part as an elder or master. A failing, perhaps, of recognizing what it was they truly wanted. One is most curious as to what aspect of Liyue Harbor could have enticed them to remain there. One could hardly offer an opinion on the matter, but perhaps some time in the harbor will prove instructive. Why are you all so silent?
Paimon is, just a bit shocked, that's all. So, does this mean we can grab a meal together in Liyue Harbor?
One has precious little time to squander. However, if one finds oneself otherwise unoccupied, one would not be opposed to the idea.
That's insane. If I have the time,
one will be
they won't
assuming
go
the
today.
identity of a human while residing in Liyue Harbor. You should take care to avoid disclosing one's true identity.
One.
Don't worry, we'll help you keep it a secret.
You know who made paper?
So, when can we expect to start seeing you in the city?
Perhaps in 2 days' time. One has some matters to see to before one's departure. Preparation is the key to success, after all. One plans to put up various items from one's collection for sale. The earnings should provide for a comfortable living in Liyue Harbor. One has already picked out a handsome property near Chuhu Rock. 'Tis no small purchase, but what is mortal life if not one expense after another?
Seems like you've really thought of everything.
Of course he has. He's over prepper.
How about we meet up in Liyue Harbor in 2 days?
A sensible plan. See you then. Oh, also, why don't you take this suspense insomnia mechanism as a souvenir? Anytime you should feel ill at ease in the future, you may try quieting your mind and sitting in meditation as you listen to its melodies. It might help you find a new perspective.
Awesome! Thanks,
I think that was the first time I heard her speak normal ass plain English.
So that we tell him what we found out? Should we make a trip to the Fayun Commerce Guild? It's totally up to you.
Abracadabra, I can do chrono acceleration. Abracadabra, I have chrono acceleration. Anyways, I'm just getting some caffeine and Oreos. Time to get some caffeine and Oreos in one system. Oh, that would be a fire idea. Once a day, exit for the whole goddamn stream. I might do that next week.
Your concerns are excessive and unfounded. This is but a simple collection of ordinary valuables. Such intense scrutiny is hardly
To be quite honest, your insistence on that fact is my primary cause. In what way are any of these ordinary? Every single item here could be worth more than everything I own combined. I simply can't risk shelling out that kind of mora without proper scrutiny. If I'm wrong, I would never be able to earn it back, not even if I worked every single... I have to be careful. Yes, you can never be too careful.
We're here, Clow. Miss Shanyon, what are you guys...
Ah, perfect timing. This ignoramus is questioning the authenticity of my wares. I'll have you know, these items have remained untouched in my personal collection for several hundred years. To question their legitimacy is pure...
Several hundred years?
Indeed. They're family heirlooms, you see. Passed down over many generations, as families are wont to do.
Yep, they've definitely been around a while. We can vouch for her on that one.
Hear that? Had I not found myself in need of mora, I would scarcely have had the heart to part with them. Indeed, you should consider it an honor to even have the opportunity to behold them with... doubt their authenticity any further, and I may just decide to take them to another
Whoa, 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 whoa! Please don't go! I apologize for any insult, miss. You see, I know full well that I lack the knowledge to judge the true worth of these items. If you could wait but a moment, I've hired an expert to appraise them for me. He should be here.
An expert, you say? Very well. I will wait for a little while longer, then. Traveler, Paimon, this is my new residence. If you have cause to seek my company in the future, this is where you...
Master! Oh, it's you two again. Shiryu! You got a new outfit! It looks great on you.
Now we're using the hair!
Master made it for me. I like it too.
What the fuck's going on? Why is there so much warping going on? God, Catholic warp. Is anyone gonna even mention how Venti Catholic makes freaking black holes?
You know how to make clothes?
Do I know how to make clothes? With the support of the proper mechanism, sewing is hardly a challenge.
Master, I brought in most of my stuff. There's a few boxes left, but they're kind of heavy, so I just left them out.
Fret not. I shall help you move them into your room.
Actually, I should probably sort through my stuff a bit first. Everything's kind of messy right now, so maybe you could, not look yet, Master?
It appears my young apprentice has her own fair share of secrets. No matter. Do what you must. Now, this expert you mentioned. When can we expect her?
Soon. Here, allow me to make some introductions. This is Mr. Zhongli, a
hi, dude.
Wangshang funeral parlor, and an expert in all manner of valuables and antiques. Mr. Zhongli, this is Miss Shen Yun. She's the one who's looking to sell the...
If it isn't Miss Shenyun. It has been quite some time since our last meeting. What a serendipitous reunion.
Indeed, most serendipitous. Have you been faring well as of late, Mr. Zhongli?
Fucking Bruce Fake House! Goddamn
Quite
art!
well, thank you. I was fortunate enough over the past few days to enjoy both a stroll in the mountains and a fresh brew of tea from the most recent harvest. The experiences left me with such insight and peace.
So you two are already acquainted?
Indeed. How fortunate we are that fate has brought us together again. If you are otherwise unaware, allow me to inform you that Miss Shenyun is a well-regarded collector and appraiser. She is well-versed in all fields, and oft-celebrated for her impeccable taste. You stand to gain much from this opportunity.
You are too kind, Mr. Zhongli. True collectors pride themselves on their wealth of knowledge and eye for detail. I can say without a doubt that you are foremost in that regard.
Why, you flatter me, Miss Shenyun. It would seem that you are as self-effacing as ever.
Not at all, Mr. Zhongli. Not at all.
While I am loath to butt into this conversation, I must ask, you two already knew each other, and you seem to have quite a cordial relationship. Can I be certain that you're not working together to swindle me? I mean, you never know.
Huh! A preposterous accusation. The heavens themselves would collapse before we would conspire to do such a thing.
Miss Shenyun speaks the truth. Contracts are built on honesty and trust. If that proves to be beyond your capabilities in this instance, this transaction may be taken elsewhere.
Say no more. Let us depart.
I jest. What fool would still harbor doubts after Mr. Zhongli himself has vouched for the goods? Miss Shenyun, wait!
Girl! Fucking GR cloud retainer! Fucking probably swindling this man out of milk. The game is on the 200 more because it's
I deeply apologize for doubting you. So, Mr. Zhongli, could you please give me a final verdict on the value of these items?
There is no cause for concern. They are indeed rare and precious valuables. Take this mechanism, for instance. Though one may not immediately perceive its purpose, its structure and appearance are exquisite enough to merit it a place in any fine home. The same can be said for this one here. Few could hope to possess an item that so perfectly blends mechanical wonder with geometric grace. I am sure you have heard from your travels that the study of mechanisms is among the most wondrous arts in this world. With that in mind, I earnestly recommend procuring every last item in this collection.
All right. Since I hired you as my consultant, Mr. Zhongli, I shall, of course, trust your good opinion. Then, in that case, Miss Shenyun, I'll take the lot. However, since the final sum is quite large, how about we start with an initial deposit through the Northland Bank?
The Northland Bank? Huh. Oh, you refer to the fiduciary house. Oh,
I fear people only use the term bank nowadays. In that case, I'll be off for now. I'll return to collect the goods once you've received the funds.
Xiangli!
My friends, have you been doing well?
We've been great! How about you? Paimon didn't know you were such a busy consultant!
My days have been quite pleasant as well. I had been quietly enjoying a cup of tea when Mr. Xiaozu requested my services. As for you, Miss Shenyun, I presume you must be looking to settle in the city?
I must say, the name Shenyun sounds exceedingly strange coming from you. Perhaps you could dispense of that particular epithet in further conversation.
Whatever for. Am I not addressing you as a friend should?
Well, that is true, but... Alas, refer to me however you will. After all, a name exists such that others may address you with it. One is hardly ignorant of that fact.
It would seem that you have gained many valuable insights over the years, Cloud Retainer.
One has indeed. One's previous days were all brief. Now that one has made up one's mind to move and settle, one has gained a much better appreciation of the hubbub and commotion of the city, as well as the people's hard work and ardor. This city is much changed from how it was more than 1,000 years ago.
Not unlike the ocean tides, so too shall the movement of people ebb and flow. From turmoil to peace, enlightenment to aspiration. Human society possesses limitless potential. In another 1,000 years, the scene we witness here may change in ways that are impossible for either of us to imagine.
Alright, that's enough reflection for one day. No need to get all sentimental on us.
You make a valid point, Paimon. Now that the sale has concluded, what say one plays the host as we try some specialty dishes together? One must profess great interest in trying bamboo shoot soup.
Perhaps you have forgotten, Cloud Retainer, but I once tried my hand at that dish. You were at the table on that occasion, so logic dictates that you should have already tried it.
Oh? What occasion was this?
It was a reunion between friends several centuries ago. Alas, you must have been too preoccupied to secure yourself a portion. Or perhaps our other companions simply availed themselves of faster reflexes on that occasion.
Huh, hardly. 'Twas most certainly out of consideration for the others in attendance. In but a moment, one will show you what it means to have a true deftness of hand. It is settled then. Bamboo shoot soup, mora meat, crab roe tofu, triple layered consommé. We shall enjoy the lot.
Who do you expect to pay for this woman?
Pass word to Shenhe and Ganyu to make a reservation. It is prime time for them to meet one's newest disciple. Is that agreeable to everyone?
It should be a most splendid occasion.
You expect me to pay for this, don't you?
Shu Yu, come now, it is time to dine. Ah, this gentleman over here is Mr. Zhongli. He is,
A humble employee of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor.
Oh,
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Nice to meet you too, Mr. Zhengli. That should be everyone, right? Let's go! Sounds good. Actually, Master, have you ever tried Adeptus' temptation? I heard it's impossible to stop eating after even just one bite. You know, 'cause it's super tempting and stuff. Is that true?
That sounds rather implausible. Although with the right preparation, certain dishes can be too delicious to resist.
Huh? Why are you all walking so fast? Hey, wait for Paimon! Hey,
What? The fuck? I can run! You're fucking right. Let's see if I can get another pool set up. Oh right, yes. What is saving
Melusines are beautiful creatures. They are the
Stop
pride
podcast.
of Fontaine. Be sure to befriend them and cause them no harm.